Man, you know who it is. Game-god-goldie, the one and only. Don't hate the player, learn the game. I always bring you people with some game. But this is some next level game. The type of game that's going to change your life. The financial game. You know, I know you need everything, but I bring people on who going to give you the best game to elevate your life, man. It's my brother right here. Introduce yourself to the people.
BONIFACE or Gunty?
Man, listen. Just in case they didn't see it last time, right? I've been hearing about you before I met you. We know a lot of the same people. You actually are the reason a lot of people got rich here in Miami.
Yeah.
You deal with a lot of the big names. They come through you. Even now, I meet people all the time and they tell me that they work with you and things of that nature.
Yeah.
Tell me, what's the most you've made in a month?
In a month, about 1.5 mil.
1.5 million. Man, that's a lot of money. Most people ain't gonna make that in their whole life, and you done made it in a month. What's the most you've made in a year?
In a year? we just gonna be.
I mean, you don't want to tell that. You know, I get it.
Sum it up. 8 figures.
8 figures. Listen, y'all do the math on that. I'm only saying that to give you the credibility so they know who they talking to.
Oh, yeah.
This ain't a conversation where we just talking. There's somebody with some authority because he's been doing this a long time. So give them your story, right? Take them back to when you first started getting into this.
So like the whole internet marketing. Pretty much I started off just like everybody else. Yeah. I was working at Costco and then I was like, hey, I needed to do something. So some of my friends was actually doing internet marketing before I got into internet marketing.
What year was this?
This was around 2014.
Oh, okay.
I had just graduated high school. As soon as I graduated high school, one of my boys started doing blogging. Yeah. And he was like, yo, I'm making like 30 grand a month on a blog. He had a TMZ vlog. Yeah. And pretty much he would take all the content from TMZ and put it on his and make money from Google Ads. Yeah. And rechange the copy and things like that on the actual vlogs. Yeah. So many traffic was going to that blog because it was called tmz.org or something like that. And then he was getting so many people there because it was ranked very high on Google.
Oh, so he changed it from .com and bought the TMZ. Oh, that's smart.
And he was getting so much traffic going crazy.
That's
he was making 30 grand a month, right? Like literally high school.
Back then.
Yeah, high school. He was was an Indian kid. Yeah. Yeah, so he was killing it. And he was like, yo, Bonnie, because when I was growing up, I used to play basketball. Yeah. So I already was like an athlete, and a lot of people looked up to me when I was growing up. Yeah. So he was like, yo, Bonnie, bro, I'm actually doing this stuff. Because at the time, I had a good job. He was like, yo, I see you killing it at Costco. You working at Costco. Look at what I'm doing. Yeah. Then he pulled me to the side. He started showing me how he was making money online at the time because I wasn't the best speller. Yeah. So he was like, yo, bro, I'm writing these articles and I'm making money off these articles. And I was like, okay, show me what you're doing. And when he started showing me everything, I was like, nah, that's not for me. Then what ended up happening was when I started working at Costco, I met another guy. Yeah. And another guy was like, there's a lot of these kids making money online. Why don't you go make money online? Yeah. Like just hypothetically speaking, right? Yeah. And I was like, yo, my boy was making money online and he was killing it. Maybe I should do that. And at the time, I didn't want to work at my job anymore. Yeah. So he was like, So I was like, nah, I'm about to go study the whole online thing. I made the best decision I ever did. I searched in how do I make money online? As soon as I did that, everything changed. Everything changed. My entire life changed. The first 30 days, like literally, I made like over 10 grand.
Back then. Yeah.
And that was like crazy. So now I already knew like, okay, if I could do this, how much more can I make? The number one thing about me when I was starting out, that's why I was able to learn so many things that a lot of people, I helped so many people, is because when I was starting, I didn't go to college. Yeah. What I was doing, I was pretty much learning from people who was already successful. So I wasn't like, all my friends was going to college and I was making a lot of money.
Speak on that real quick. I'm going to let you get back to the story, but you were learning from people that were already successful. Yeah. I feel like that's been a huge cheat code in my life, is learning from people who are already where I want to be.
You have to, because a person, if you're learning from someone who have what you want, they're going to show you the process they went through to get to exactly where they're at. Yeah. You only listen to people who have what you want. So what ended up happening, I started seeing all these guys online killing it. Yeah. So I was like, okay, let me go learn what they're doing. Because at the time I was already killing it too, but all my friends was going to college. So I was like, if I'm not going to go to college, why not go and invest in myself and go learn from other people?
How much were you investing in yourself to learn?
Different prices. Like I spent over $500,000 on buying information online.
Man, I said at this point, I'm probably about $500,000 too.
Yeah.
So that's what it takes, though.
It does.
Yeah.
I mean, because everybody in life view things and see things differently. Yeah. The way how you view things is different than how I view things.
Yeah.
So it's always good to learn from other people because their perspective is maybe different than yours.
Yeah, yeah.
Everyone see things differently.
Yeah. Okay, so what you're saying is mentorship, buying information, being careful who you get, discernment on who you listen to.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a big one. That's a big one. And you know, last time we was talking about Kevin Trudeau, and I bleeped it out because I was trying to save the game, but we gonna give it to him this time. Because one thing about you, aside from you know what I say about you though? You know what I say about you? Well, like when I hear you, I be like, that's a nigga with some money. Your whole energy is a rich nigga energy. You got great energy. I say that's rich nigga energy. Just living life, feeling good, always got a smile on your face. That's why I say everybody got to get some money. But let me ask you this, right? Yeah. How big is the mindset? Because we can't discount the mindset that you got. When did you get into Kevin Trudeau?
I mean, I got into Kevin Trudeau when I started internet marketing.
Yeah, how did you find him?
So one of my barbers. Yeah. I was making like my Shopify store was just dinging ching 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 ching. Yeah. And I went to this barber shop. I was actually supposed to meet up with one of my boys because he was doing a performance at like a stadium. Yeah. So I went to go get a haircut at this barber shop, and then this barber was like, "What is that sound?" And he had a Shopify store. Oh, okay. So the barber had a Shopify store. Then I was like, yo, and I was like, oh, I'm making like 10K a month with this Shopify store. He was like, yo, I have a course that I just bought because he had bought Adrian Morrison course. Oh, okay, yeah, I remember. I was already gonna buy Adrian Morrison course to myself. Yeah. But he was like, he already bought it. So I was like, oh, you bought Adrian Morrison course? He was like, yeah. Then I was like, give it to me. Yeah. He was like, I'm not gonna give it to you. I'm like, bro, give me the freaking course. Then he was like, no. But he was like, if you listen to this audio, I'll give it to you. His name was Mike.
Oh, hey, listen, that was some great advice. He said, if you listen to this, then he'll give you that.
Yeah. He was like an OG.
Yeah.
He was like, because he was already paying. The thing about it, he got me to actually started paying for courses.
Oh, he got you into that.
He got me to paying for courses because I was making money before I started buying courses. I was just doing YouTube University. Yeah. And then I would meet some of my friends on the internet, and me and them would just network. And then that was pretty much it. It was very limited, you know?
Trying to figure it out, see what worked, what don't work.
Exactly. So Mike was like, if you watch this, if you listen to this audio, I'll actually give you this program.
Damn, you got to thank that man for life.
Oh, I thank that man for life.
Yeah.
I thank that man for life.
Yeah.
So when he gave me the audio, the first time he gave me the audio to listen to, I came back to the barbershop because he was like, once I finish the audio, I should call him. So I finished, you know me, I'll skim. You know when I just skimmed through the whole thing.
Yeah.
And he was like, oh, you listened to it? I was like, yeah, I listened to everything. And he was like, nah, you didn't listen to it. He said, what's the 5 basic secrets of wealth creation? I was like, what do you mean? He was like, oh, buddy, you didn't listen to the audio.
Damn.
So then he was like, I'm not giving you the course until you can tell me the 5 basic secrets of wealth creation. Yeah. So then I was like, man, and at the time I was going to the Social Security office because I was going to go get my Social Security card. Yeah. Because I was trying to open up my bank account because you know you need like a Social Security card and stuff. All that. So what pretty much ended up happening was I got high as fuck. So me, one of my boy got me, out of nowhere. You know what I'm saying? Bro, he was like, yo, let's smoke a blunt. And then we started smoking some weed, and then boom, I got so high. And I just started listening to the audio, and it was like, what the hell is going on? Yeah. And I started, everything Kevin Trudeau just started.
What did you listen to first?
Your Wish Is Your Command.
Your Wish Is Your Command. Okay, so that's before they had the different levels out.
Yeah, because you know, like me, I'm a casual smoker, right? Yeah. One of my boy, he came out of nowhere. He was like, yo, I'm in town. Let's smoke a weed together. I was like, you know what? Come on, pull up. Let's do it. So now he pulled up. I got high. I'm driving to the Social Security office, and I'm listening to this audio, and I'm like, damn, this is what Mike was talking about. Now I'm listening to the audio. Oh my goodness. I called Mike. I was like, bro.
Oh my God. I already know that same feeling I had when I heard it.
I was like, bro. I started telling him everything. He was like, what the hell? I even knew the basics more than Mike knew the basics.
Dang, listen, I know that information is so powerful. I think I ran into it, you know, just on some regular YouTube type shit. But when I heard it, the moment I heard it, and the thing is, I heard him saying, it resonated with me so much. I'm like, oh, I'm blocking out my whole day. I got to listen to this. The first day, I think it's like 8 hours long. Yeah. Like the first day I heard it, it was like probably 6 p.m. Yeah. I listened to that thing until like 4 a.m.
Yeah.
And every single day in the gym, on my drives, that's all I listen to. And I feel like my life changed immediately after that. But go ahead with your story. Go ahead with your story.
I mean, as soon as I actually learned the basic, I went to Mike.
Tell them the basics.
Number one is who you listen to, right?
Oh, man, listen. That right there is so important. Who you listen to, the discernment on who you listen to could change the trajectory of your life.
Yep.
That simple thing right there.
If you listen to the wrong people, you're never going to go far.
Man, let me ask you this, right? Because a lot of people, I say it all the time, if you don't know game, you can't really know what you listening to. Somebody might say they got some game, but if you don't know game, how could you discern if that's real game? So how do you discern the person who you should listen to or not?
You have to, the person on the next stage of where you're at.
Yeah.
Like whatever next stage that you want to accomplish things at. Like me, when I started buying information, I was buying information because I wanted to master something. I was not a person who just used to buy courses and just have it.
Yeah, you
like
was
when I was running my Facebook ads, I needed to learn how to actually do skilling campaigns. Yeah. So I bought someone course who was teaching me how to do skilling campaigns.
Let's put a pin in that, because a lot of people, they don't really know what they want. They don't really know what they're doing. So they'll get online and just listen to a whole bunch of stuff. What you're saying is, what are you trying to do? Yeah. Then find the person doing that specific thing.
Yep. And every step of the way, even if you have any hurdles, try to find someone who's doing it and they're excelling at that step to teach you.
Man, I think that one step would change anybody's life.
Yep.
What's step 2?
Step 2 is your training balance skill.
Yeah.
Which is 90% of your thinking and 10% of your action.
Oh, man, and that shit is so real. It's 90% of your thinking. Go ahead, though.
You know, a lot of people, what holds them back, they think it's about working hard. Yeah. But success is not really about working hard. Yeah. It's about thinking what you want to do, and you can process it through your action. Yeah. Successful people, even like Andrew Carnegie, like if you read the book, The Law of Success in 16 Lessons, Think and Grow Rich. Yeah. Kevin talks about all of those individuals and talk about successful people patterns. Yeah. A lot of successful people patterns, they have systems, they have a lot of things in place that allows them to free up their time where they're not working
on their business instead of in their business.
Exactly. And he said something that was profound. He said, Andrew Carnegie made more money on vacations than he made when he was actually working.
Do you remember the story he talks about when he went to court and they said, how could you do this with a second grade education? And he said, I don't need to be that smart because I can hire this person, that person, that person. I thought that was powerful.
100%. So you watched The Man Who Built America.
Yeah.
So that, because The Man Who Built America, that's a really, really good series to watch. Yeah, that's where he talked about that when they tried to sue him.
Yep.
Yeah. That's amazing. You be studying your stuff.
Yeah, listen. And tell me if you can finish what I'm saying. When your attitude is right,
the facts don't count.
Man, listen, that's one of the most powerful things in my life. And before I even...
But you see why you're successful?
Yeah.
Success is not... So people don't realize success is internal.
Yeah,
it's not external. It's internal. It's a part of you.
Man, I'm trying to tell you, listen... Before I even got into that, the reason it resonated with me so much is because I'm like, all of these principles I've been accidentally doing, and it just allowed me to sharpen it up. When your attitude is right, the facts don't count. I'd have made things work that shouldn't have worked. Yeah. But my attitude and my mindset and my positivity and my frequency was correct. Yeah. So when I tell people sometimes the things I used to do, man, they shouldn't have worked. I just got scared. I just barely got by the hair on my chin. It's because my attitude was right. So that's important. What's number 3?
So, I mean, you're going to come to Boston. You got to come to Boston then. Kevin Trudeau's having an event on the yacht in the Boston.
Yeah.
But you got to come.
I got, one of my good friends, he knew it before me. When people know this information, you don't really share it because 1, it's a lot of good information, but 2, you don't think people are going to accept it. Yeah. I was with one of my guys one time and we was just sitting out to eat. And then he said something. I said, that sounds like Kevin Trudeau. He was like, you know who Kevin Trudeau is? And we created a major bond between that. And he was just with Kevin Trudeau, took a picture and everything. So he into it too. And he's a super successful person because he's operating. I tell people all the time, I'm operating out of the 3rd dimension. Y'all operating just in this physical reality. I'm operating on a different mental, with this understanding. You know what I'm saying? Give him number 3.
Okay, number 3 is a teachability index.
Yeah.
Your willingness to learn times your willingness to accept change. Yeah. See, a lot of people are willing to learn, but they're not willing to change.
Facts.
And stop believing what they've been believing and believing something else.
That's a fact.
That's where it's like the hardest thing for people at. And anytime, even myself, there has been every single person go up and down on their teachability index. Yeah. I have to tell myself, like, Bonnie, you have to have a high willingness to learn, high willingness to accept change. because we have to change. Every stage you're going through, you're going to have to change. Man, and a lot of people, when you talk about change, they think you're talking about the devil. Yeah. They're like, oh, I got to stop believing this. Oh, I got to stop living like this. I got to stop thinking like this. I got to stop being with this person.
Man,
to change.
That's probably one of the things that I recognize about myself different than everybody else. When I realize information changes the situation, I'm willing to drop everything I've been doing and do something completely different. Yeah. And for most people, if something you've been doing has been working, it's hard for you to drop that. When I made my transition into business, I tell a lot of the guys doing it, I'm like, listen, this is what you got to do. But they so locked into what they've been doing for the past 10 years. I'm like, that's going to keep you stuck. They want to keep comfort to what they've been doing, what they know how to do, what they're good at. They're not willing to let it go. And if you're not willing, like you said, at every level, you got to let something go.
100%. The staff, some staff you have to let go. You know, sometimes you got to fire some people because they can't get to, they're not going to be able to be there on the next stage you're going.
Man, that's a fact. That's a fact. Give us number 4.
Is the way you process new information. So when you're processing new information, you're going to go through 4 phases. The first phase is called unconscious incompetent. Unconscious incompetent means you don't know what information out there exists. Yeah. You see, the reason why a lot of people are not successful, you see, you're always going to be successful in your life because you just asked me a simple question. When your attitude is right, the facts don't count. Success is internal. What I was saying to you, all these things is internalized into you, and you will always be successful because it's a part of you now. Yeah. So a lot of these people who are starting out as entrepreneurs, they don't even understand how to learn. You know, and in that audio, he described the way you learn. The first phase is called unconscious incompetent because you don't know what information out there exists. Yeah. So you think it's like, oh, what is people? That's why they're stuck at the job because they don't know they can start businesses online. They don't know all these technologies. Social media has connected everybody worldwide. Yeah. Yeah. So they're just blind to it.
That's a fact. That's 100% fact, man. That's probably, I mean, all of the basics are the most important. It's like, which one is more important? They all important. You need them all. Yeah. What's number 5?
So first, we'll go over the 4 phases of learning, right? And the second phase is called conscious incompetent. Conscious incompetent means you know what information exists, but you just don't know how to do it. Yeah. That's a lot of people where they're watching this information. They know people are on here making money, starting Amazon businesses and starting agency businesses. Yeah. And they're starting and they're making money selling digital products. They know people are out here doing that. Yep. But they just don't know how to do it. Yeah. Then there's the third phase of learning. It's called conscious competent. Yeah. Conscious competent means you know the information exists and you know exactly how to do it. And that's the only way you can get to that phase is by repetition, is by actually applying it.
Man, that's, you know, and what is one of the analogies he uses? It's like tying your shoe. Yeah. When you first start tying your shoe, you got to think about it. Yeah. You do it enough times, eventually it becomes unconscious. Yeah. You know, it's a saying in the game, they be like, man, it got to be in you, not on you. And I feel like that same mindset, they see people like you and they'll be like, well, I can't do that because he's just something different. I say, when they talk about, oh, you got a lot of game, I say, but it was a time I didn't. But guess what? I got the game, I studied the game, I practiced the game, and over time it became unconscious. Yep. So you just got to get the information, do it enough times, and it'll be that unconscious competence, which is the next level. Yeah. But they got to have that mindset to understand that rather than looking at people on the next level, they seeing somebody fly in a private jet in a big mansion, and they just automatically withdraw themselves from the situation because it's like, hell, he's just like that. No, you can learn anything. I say it all the time. There's nothing somebody else can have that you can't have if you learn what they've learned and do what they do and put the work in. You know, so I feel like that's a mindset thing.
Yeah, 100%. You know, a lot of people, you guys have to realize you can't discourage yourself too. Yeah. Because a lot of entrepreneurs will hold them back is that when they start doing something and they face any type of roadblock, they stop. Yeah. And that's not how success works. Nope. Success comes with consistency and trial and error. Yeah. You have to lock in on one thing until you're successful at it. And you just have to focus on it.
I got to ask you this, man, because I do coaching. And one of the biggest things that I see is people, they want to do all of these different things. They don't want to drop what they're doing. But another one of those things is they don't want to focus on one thing. They hear about the myth of 7 streams of income, not understanding the people at the highest level didn't start the other streams of income until they were great at that first thing.
I mean, my mentor told me that you don't diversify until you're a billionaire.
Tell them that again, because you don't realize that regular people who don't know successful people, they just hear 7 streams. When somebody tells me they got 7 streams of income, I almost always know you're not successful in anything.
Yeah, it's just because a lot of people think money is so far.
Yeah.
When you talk about $10 million, people think that is so far away from them. When you talk about $20 million, they think that is so far away. And those things are so small, they're so attainable. It's just because they're not selling a consistent product on a daily basis, seeing those transactions coming through on a daily basis. So they think it's so far that for them to make $1 million, a person who's working at, they hear somebody say, oh, create 7 stream of income. They hear that online and they're trying to get to $1 million. They're like, man, I got to start 7 different businesses, 8 different businesses for it to pay me $10,000 a month. And I'm going to make $1 million this year.
As much time and energy and dedication it takes to focus on and perfect one thing. You think if you spread your energy out, the man who chases 2 rabbits catches none. Now, if those things are in alignment, but I tell people, listen, focus on that one thing that has the highest ceiling first. And then once you get the money and you understand the business, then you can diversify. But if you're trying to start 7 different things at once, it's going to be very hard to be successful.
You can't. You got to focus on one thing. And I talked about this and giving you guys the advice is that when I was starting out, when I got obsessed over one thing, I got obsessed. When I locked in and figured out, hey, because I tried a lot of different businesses. I tried Amazon businesses. It didn't work. I tried e-commerce. I was successful at it for a short period of time, and then it became too overwhelming. I didn't want to do it anymore because the profit margin was too slim. I tried freaking flipping cars. I tried all those things. The only thing that was very successful with me and that didn't have a lot of startup capital was starting an agency.
Man, wait, did we do number 5?
And number 5, the 5th process of learning new information is called unconscious competent, which means now you're doing it on autopilot. You don't have to think about it anymore. So a lot of people don't realize you got to do things so much for it to become unconscious. You know, I always tell people, like, if you look at LeBron James, he can go and dunk the ball backwards. I can't do that because I haven't been practicing what LeBron James. I can't talk about relationship advice like Goldie. Goldie know all the ins and outs of relationship advice. I don't know how many women you got now.
Man, I ain't got too many now, but in the past I've had hundreds. I've had hundreds.
You the pro. You get what I'm saying? You've been studying women. You know all the ins and outs. That's your game.
I should have been studying business, but I'm doing it now.
That's your game. You know what I'm saying? So you got to study what you want to know, you know? So, and now you can do it on autopilot.
Man, and to say to that too, like when I was in my past lifestyle, it was really a job. What I was taught, man, this is not an act, this is an art. I studied with some of the greats who then had plenty of women, made plenty of money. I studied, I read the books, I sat down with the mentors in that field, and I really transitioned that into business. I saw how fast I accelerated in that, having mentors, really taking it serious. I feel like these people, they don't understand the dedication that you have to something when you want to really embody it and it become unconscious competence.
You gotta be obsessed. I always tell people, you gotta be obsessed so much that you're just gonna break through. Because if you're not obsessed for what you want, you're never gonna break through.
Man, I tell people all the time, Napoleon Hill, one of the first books I ever read in life when I was an adult, it was all about that burning desire. They say, what do you need first? You need discipline, consistency. I say, that's good, you need that. But what's really gonna get you through is you got to have a burning desire, because when you have a burning desire for something, nothing matters. You're gonna figure out a way to make it work.
That's true. I mean, like every single successful person that you're gonna see, they all was obsessed over what they have. Study successful people's stories. I always tell people, if you're starting up an entrepreneur right now and you're not financially in the position that you want to be and you're going through things, look at other people's stories. Because you're going to use that for your motivation.
Man, I don't know who I heard say that. I think it might have been Elon Musk like 7-8 years ago, and he said that he was like reading biographies of successful people will give you that success consciousness. So I bought little books for my son, and it's all about, little short stories about people, from Michael Jackson to everybody, where they started, what they had to go through, so you can understand you could do it too. That because when regular people, they look at people who are successful, they have this idea in their mind, everybody was born with a silver spoon. Everybody just had it handed to them. They had the connections. They don't understand that most successful people, it's really they came from the bottom. They just had a different drive about themselves.
99% of successful
99% of people for sure.
Someone who they started off just like you.
Yeah.
It's just that they was determined to get to exactly where they're at.
Yeah.
No one in this world is special. Yes, people can train. It's all about training yourself to the abilities that you want.
Yeah, that's
because
a
at
fact.
the end of the day, everybody starts on the. We all got birth from our mother.
Yeah.
And we all freaking went through life.
Yeah, went through
and
life.
And we chose what we wanted.
Yeah. And there's some of the people who had the worst circumstance. That's why I say all the time, it's some people who have a great story and amassed more success than I could even fathom, who went through such hard circumstances. So if he could do that with his hard circumstances, what can I do?
Yeah.
You know, if somebody with worse circumstances than you can make it, then you can make it.
That's true. That's true. That's 100% true.
Man, so tell me this, right? Because I do a lot of coaching and they come to me, they like, where do I start? Somebody who's just been working a regular job, they probably haven't even looked at business. A lot of these people, it's surprising to me, they don't even know about the online. They want to talk to me about going outside and setting up shop and selling something that costs $5 to $6.
Yeah.
Where would you tell somebody to start right now?
If you're starting out from scratch, number one place to start with is starting an agency business.
There you go. I heard you say that. I want you to speak on that.
And the reason why I say that is because I tried everything. I'm saying this from experience. Yeah. I tried e-commerce. I was very successful at e-commerce, but the profit margin was very slim.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of capital that you have to spend on advertisement. The common person is not going to be spending $1,000, $2,000, $45,000 a day to be able to make a good profit margin.
Right, in marketing, right?
In marketing, in ads. Amazon, you have to buy products. If you start any Amazon FBA store out here, you have to actually buy the product. You have to come to you. You have to ship it to the warehouse. And you're going to be lucky if that product can even get sold. Yeah. But guess what? You can start an agency business and you don't have to pay for nothing. All you have to do is find service providers who are already experienced. There's so many contractors and service providers on social media now. Yeah. And I'll give you some platform where you can find people who are good at their work.
Yeah.
Upwork, Fiverr. These platforms, you can go on these platforms, and these are people that have been on these platforms for years and years and years, and they've been perfecting their skill sets.
Yeah.
You can utilize these platforms and now use them for them to be able to deliver service for your clients. And you don't even have to be the one. You don't have to be such an expert in delivering those services.
They're experts.
Because they're the experts.
Yeah.
I have clients right now that are starting Facebook ads agency, and they're not even doing Facebook ads for their clients.
Man, you giving them so much game right now. But the thing is, some people got to open their mind, expand their mind. They don't even understand. They still thinking in the old way. Yeah. They don't understand that this is even a possibility.
Yeah, 100%. You know, like I was saying, right? Well, one of my clients who has a Facebook ads agency, he don't even freaking have, he's not even running Facebook ads for his client. He find a virtual assistant that's in the Philippines from Fiverr, and that virtual assistant is literally doing all the work for him. Man. And now he's making $1,000 every single month from one client, and he's paying that virtual assistant $600 a month.
Man, listen, you giving up some deep game. They still got to tap in with you to figure it out, but they don't understand.
We have a whole program, right?
You got a whole program.
We have a whole program that actually goes into this in details because you have to know the type of contractor you want to work with. When you're building a long-term business, you want to make sure you have quality people on your team.
That's a
Repetition is everything when it comes to business. You can hire a wrong person in your business, and that person could take your business to a different way you don't want. Because I've already been doing digital products and selling services online for years, I know exactly how to find the best person that you can put on your team that's going to be able to do really well for you.
Man.
So we teach them that. We teach them operations, how to be able to scale, not just have one client, but now get 20 clients. How do you manage 20 clients to make sure the fulfillment is getting right? Yeah, we teach them everything.
And you know, like I was trying to tell you, man, last time we were talking, you were telling me, you doing good with them digital products. What's your high ticket product? And I told you, it's like, that's not high enough. You need to add this, and this. Yeah. And I did that. Soon as I put that out there to sell, I had so many people. And you know what they said? They said, I watched the interview with y'all, and you said you were going to implement it, and I was waiting. So like you told me, people are waiting for that high ticket product. And if you don't got it, you missing out on people who are buying your cheap products when they would buy a higher level product.
So how much you made off that one advice that I gave you?
I mean, last month, I think I made like $225,000. It ain't always like that. But off of what you taught me, man, like those high level clients come in every day. and it's just depending on how much I market it, but it's like it's a consistent flow. Really not doing anything else, just adding in everything to one package and then adding some personal time with me, like you told me to
100%, 100%. You definitely have to have high ticket offers because some people want to be more close to Goldie. Some people don't want to be in Goldie 5,000 people group where they just see him. They want to be like, yo, Goldie, you know what? I seen how you created your digital product. I see how you sell it on your social media. I want to learn that. I want to work with you in person. I don't care what it is. Goldie, you want 20 racks? I'm coming to Miami right now. Here's 25 racks.
And the value,
I'm gonna come to Miami and then boom, so we can work together.
And the value that I didn't realize when people work directly with me like that and then have a community of people that we work closely like that, it makes them have that success faster. Exactly. When the success, when it was on a lower level and they didn't get to talk to me, they had some success, but the success I've had since I implemented that is like on another level. And the success they haven't make me say, I got to charge even more.
And it's not even just because of the price, it's because of your time.
Yeah.
And like, if you can charge a price that's going to be actually worth, you have expensive, you run a company, you have bills, you have all of that. So if you can come and say, hey, you know what? Here's 25 racks, Goldie. You serving so many, you don't have to serve so many people. But if they undercut you and they said, nah, you know what, Goldie, I just want to join in your $50 program. You still gonna have to be selling more people for you to be able to, you're not gonna be able to serve them.
You're 100% right. And it makes the experience better because I know I was compensated for my time properly. And it's a lot of things that you can't put in a cookie cutter program. Some things that he has a problem with that he doesn't have a problem with. So on that one-on-one, they're able to ask me their specific problem. And it's
one of my student Vince, I used to tell him, hey,
Vince, man, he big time, man. Hey, I see him out here in Miami. He doing his thing. He got the beautiful woman. He got the cars. He got the everything. He doing his thing.
I used to tell him, up your price, up your price, up your price, up your price. He's like, he was so scared. He's like, man, bro, are you sure I should charge 20 racks? I'm like, bro, why wouldn't you charge 20 grand? Look at right now. Look at how many people are buying your $1,000 program. You can't even help everybody. Try to get the few people who you can be able to really serve so you can get them the results.
So you could really serve them and really get them the results.
Because you're doing them a disfavor. If you're charging someone like something like not everyone can get that service, but the people who can, you can really help that person. I'd rather really, 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 really help someone really change their life than giving them a cookie cutter thing because I'm still trying to sell more and more and more clients.
And at the end of the day, when you do that, your business actually gets better because they actually get the results, which give you a testimonial and confirm what you're doing is right. Look, you said that to me, it changed a lot for me, and I still got to go up on my price. But really, let's talk about this. Because I see it.
But just go up on it now.
Just go up on it now. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it. Just look. Last thing you told me worked. I'm gonna do it again. But let's speak on this because it got to be a mindset thing. I know so many people who I'll give them the game and they'll be selling stuff for $500 or $1,500. I'm like, you're teaching these people what made you successful in your business that can make them thousands a month, and you still charging this little price. What is it in a mind, or what would you tell somebody of why they need to charge more? Because a lot of people have a big aversion to it.
Because you have to be able to serve your clients on a highest level. I can't serve my client on a high level if they're not paying me something that's going to be worth my time.
Facts.
Because I have
facts.
If a person's paying you what? How much is one of your ebooks and things that you sell, your digital products?
Like $50.
$50. If a person paying you $50, what are you gonna buy with that? Like what? Can you even get gas with that?
Nah, I can't fill up with that.
Your Rolls Royce. You can't even fill up your Rolls Royce with that. You think you're gonna have time for if a person say, hey Goldie, here's 25 racks, yo, teach me what you know.
I'm gonna give it all to them.
You're gonna give them everything, and you're worth it because how much you made? $200,000 last month. Why wouldn't I pay Goldie 25 racks to go learn from Goldie, who made over 200 grand last month?
And all the trials and tribulations, the things that I done streamlined, the different secrets that I have.
They would be doing themselves a disfavor not to do that. They would just be holding themselves back. Like I tell a lot of guys, right? Like one of my clients, I remember he was trying to put a down payment down on a lamp truck when he joined my program, one of my high ticket programs. I was like, don't even put your payment down. Get in my program and then you can buy more. He got in my program, boom. Now he was able to say, yo, that was the best investment instead of me having this car.
You 100% right. That's why I tell people too, don't be cheap, because when you cheap with yourself, you're gonna put a cheap price to other people. But when you pay for mentorship and you see how that information changed your life, it's going to be easy for you to charge somebody else because you understand what the information is worth.
Exactly. And the reason why I always tell people, you have to be willing to invest in yourself too. Like me, I'm not the person who started saying, hey, I wanted to charge premium price because I just woke up in the morning. I was like, yo, I want to charge premium price. Yeah. No, I've been actively investing in myself. I was in Quantum Mastermind. That was $45,000.
That was a Sam Ovens, right?
Yeah, that was $45K.
Yeah. I took Sam Ovens courses.
Nice. So you took in all these different programs that you have freaking bought over time that they're just going to get the information because you went through the trial and error.
Right. Man, it's a mental block. It's definitely a mental block. I see it all the time, you know, and I got a lot of clients where I'm just like, you're giving way too much for way too little. So what about the people who, the reason they don't want to give so much is because they don't got the systems? Let's talk about systems real quick.
Yeah.
How important is the back-end systems to make sure the client has a good experience?
You definitely have to have a good back-end system for your clients. Showing up and being consistent with time that you're telling them they're going to be receiving, it's key. If you tell your client, hey, these are Q&A calls, these are the time we have our meetings, show up. If you can't or something, make sure you let them know. Like, you have to be on top of your business. You cannot let anything down on your business.
So would you say somebody needs to get their back end right before they start trying to charge that number so they feel confident in doing it?
I mean, they probably will already, you definitely have to have your back end system intact. But you don't really, because when you, like, let's say you have it, if your first client pays you 25 grand, right, Goldie? You could do more like an in-person training with that, where they'll pay you $25K. You can bring them in person, 3 days in-person training, and you just put them on game on setting up their digital product, like how you did, making 200 grand a month. So you can literally just do that, and it's worth it. Because why wouldn't they want to invest with you? Like, like they've been following you online. They see you selling their digital product. They probably already bought your digital product. So how many other people is buying that digital product?
No, that's a fact. That's a fact. And you know, sometimes I'll get on one phone call. That's why I up my hour phone call price, because I'm like, man, in that hour, I done divvied out so much game that took me all of these years to get. And I feel like because it was so cheap, they're not even going to implement it. I feel like you got to pay attention sometimes. If it's not too much, they're not even going to take the information in the right way.
90% of the people, like 90% of like the people you're going to meet, especially like when you start charging that price, you're going to be you're going to meet so many quality people.
There you go. Facts. The cheaper it is, the more problems. The higher level, because they're taking in all the information because it was a big investment. So they're making sure they get something out of it.
And you're a genuine person. So like when a person starts, like 90% of the people that I know, like who became a lot of my friends, was because they paid for my premium price. Like that's how we met. You know what I'm saying? Like now I'm friends with all these entrepreneurs because I knew that if I price my price at a certain price, I'm only gonna get this quality amount of people.
Man, you giving some game. Everything you saying I've been through, so I know what you're saying is right. See, look, and y'all getting this for free right now, you know, but they ain't gonna implement it because they ain't pay for it.
But we do, like, you know, I have other, like my agency program. You know, the agency program, it's not like 20K. It's not that.
Man,
not
listen. So many people come through my program. They want to know what to do, and so what I tell them is, listen, we got to figure out, you know, first your inclinations, the things that you like to do, but then we got to go through, okay, what's the ceiling of these different industries that you want to be in? Make sure that the ceiling is right for the lifestyle you want to live. Now, go through this and but it's a lot of options. But what you're saying, and I already heard you say this on another podcast, that's why I asked you, and I was like, I need to start telling people what you're saying, because what you're saying is 100% correct. And you have a program for that.
I have a program that teaches you exactly how to start your agency business. You don't have to try all these other businesses out there. All those businesses are going to put you in debt.
Man, listen. You know, people come to me, they want to do the Amazon, they want to do what's the other one? Airbnb. I've seen so many people fail in those things.
Because those things require a huge upfront capital. When you have an agency, you don't have to do anything. You literally are being a middleman. And the thing that holds a lot of people back is that they have self-doubt in their mind. They feel like they need to know it all before they can get started. Do you know how many successful entrepreneurs didn't know anything and they just got started and became successful and learned over time?
Just the fact that you telling me that you done finally started, because you've been doing this for years. You done mastered this. Now that you have your agency, it's clients, mentorship clients that I have right now who have different avenues that they want to go into.
Yeah.
Next time I get on a call, I'm going to tell them, like, I feel like this is an avenue.
We'll do like a JV together and stuff like that. We can introduce it to them.
100%, because at the end of the day, it's some things that they want to do that I know the success rate is going to be very low. They've just heard it so much. Yeah. Everybody's selling courses on it. It's like, if everybody's talking about it, guess what? The wave is gone. It's going to be very like Airbnb. There was a time when you get into that and it's easy. It's not going to be as easy as you think. But something like you're talking about with a low upfront capital is what most people need to start today.
That's all they need to do, because Airbnb, all those things, you have to buy chairs, couch, all of this stuff. You know how many people right now have warehouse that have chairs and couches and everything in right now because their Airbnb business is not selling?
Yeah.
So when you're starting businesses, you have to look at what business can I start with a low upfront capital? Yeah. The only reason why I was successful with e-commerce when I got into e-commerce, because Facebook ads was like, I could run a Facebook ads for $5 in 2014.
You was in early.
And I could make like $700.
Yeah.
So it was so.
Yeah, you can't do that now.
You can't do that.
Yeah.
The market's changed. That's why people are, the everyday people right now are struggling.
Yeah.
The reason why they're struggling is because they're freaking trying to do all these different businesses, gambling, all these different businesses.
Yeah.
Start an agency. Get yourself stress-free.
Yeah.
Start an agency, leverage other people's services.
You really saying something, man, because everybody wants to do what they finally heard. And if everybody's talking about what they say, when your barber starts talking about the stock market pick, you know that stock market's going down.
Yeah.
Everybody want to do trucking. And I'm not saying these aren't good businesses, but what you're talking about is less capital intensive.
And that's the best business you should do. Do a business where you don't have to put too much capital up front. With your agency, if your clients start working with you today, let's say you want to go into the niche and you want to do social media management for clients.
Yeah.
You don't have to do the posting on social media. You can hire virtual assistants to do the posting for you.
Man, and this is kind of how they changed the game for me. I was working with somebody with one of my girls, right? And, she got a big business. Yeah. And we hired somebody through another company, and we were paying $1,000 a month for that assistant. Yeah. Come to find out, they were paying like $200 for that assistant. And I wasn't mad at it because I couldn't have found it myself, but a light bulb went off like, damn, you can really make money by just being the middleman if you know these secrets that you teach in your agency.
One of my agency, I made over $5 million just with agency. That's not even my digital products that I sell. Yeah. Just by being a middleman.
Man, you don't have to. $5 million.
You don't have to do the work.
Man, that's what I'm saying. This is the cheat code, but that's why I tell you, like, I don't know. For some reason, it's a lot of people who they've never heard of any of this before.
Yeah.
So when you try to tell them to look into it, they don't, well, I've heard about this, I've heard about that. But that's why this niche is
and that's why I say you're so successful, because the Kevin Trudeau principle is internalized into you. Remember when we talked about the way you process new information? Yeah. The first phase is called unconscious and competent. Yeah. You don't know those information out there exist. Then you get to the second phase, which is called conscious incompetent. You know it exists now, but you just don't know how to do it. They know they can start an agency, they know all of that, but they just don't know the ins and outs exactly how to do it. That's when they got to get to the third phase, which is called conscious competent, which they need to learn a program, join a mentor like myself, who's gonna break down how to run your agency from start to finish, from how to be able to get your first client. I literally show people how to get their first client within the first month of them starting their agency business.
Wow. Listen, I want to just touch on this one more time, because I know this is a huge issue for most people. The people who are not charging what they need to be charging. Yeah. What do you tell them? What do they need to do right now?
I mean, the first thing, if you're not charging you're doing your clients a disservice.
You're doing them a disservice.
You have to charge premium prices. You have to give people the option to be able to get closer to you. Or if you're not the type of person that likes to be in person with people, do a group event. Do a group event. If you don't like one-on-one, do a group event. Charge more of a premium price. You can't be charging low ticket because you're just holding yourself back.
Man, I feel like that's going to save a lot of people. And it's the mindset behind it. When you say I'm doing my clients a disservice because I'm not charging them more, the mindset shift.
The offer has to be right. My boy Papa Chulo, I think Papa Chulo charged like $250,000 to build an e-com store.
Yeah, but he's gonna be able to really take the time they need.
Yeah, he can really take the time, put the effort in, and every single thing for them to be able to achieve that success.
Everybody on here, charge more. Yeah, charge more. Man, we giving a whole lot of game. You done gave so much game right now, man. You're going to have to give me a code, man, because I'm telling you, listen.
I got you.
Listen, I literally have mentees right now. They trying to search through all these businesses, and I'm just Like in my mind, it's like, well, you could be successful in it. I ain't gonna deter you from it if that's really what you want to do. But I know how they don't understand what's gonna come from that versus getting into your program and being able to be the middleman in some things. Because they're trying to build all of these different skills. When in that you already have the people who have the skills. All you have to do is manage. That's that Andrew Carnegie right there.
Yeah. Exactly. And you don't have to be the one doing the work. And the best thing about the agency program, it's not super like price high. Like it's just $1,997 that I sell online. To the regular everyday people.
Man, see, man, that's a beautiful thing. Man, I remember last time we were in Dubai, you were starting to record for that.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, you was in Dubai when I was recording that course.
You was recording it. So now everything's there, everything's dialed.
Yeah.
So what do they get with you? Like if they get with you, what do they get?
So first thing first, they get a 6 weeks program. And they get lifetime access to our program once they join. In the 6 weeks program, we'll go over a different thing. Week 1 of the program, we'll go over the mindset of what it takes to be a successful agency
that's big.
owner.
All of the best programs I've ever got into, they don't just jump into it. They talk about the mindset.
Then also we go over how to build your agency business. That's week 2. Like everything that you need from your LLCs, the different operations, every single thing from your agency websites, how to use different platforms to be able to manage your agency. Like we use platforms like Go High Level, ClickFunnels.
I like
So
Go High
these
Level.
different platforms and things like that, we show them how to utilize those platforms so they can run their agency business directly in that platform. Then in week 3, we go over conversions. Hey, this is how you get on sales calls with clients. When you're enrolling a client, this is how you have a proper Zoom meeting. This is how you have an offer deck.
Wow.
This is how you display your offer deck to your clients so your clients can be able to see, hey, this is every single thing they're gonna get in your package.
Oh, man.
Then in week 4, we go over how to gain clients. So now we're gonna show them exactly, hey, this is how you gain clients organically. This is how you do outreach. This is how you do partnership. We show them different organic strategy for them to be able to get clients right away. We even show them how to post on social media if they want to be that person who's posting on social media talking about their service.
You teach them how to hire these
we show them exactly how to hire every single thing. Then we even show them exactly like operations. Hey, this is how you scale. So now you're not just getting clients and you feeling overwhelmed. The only reason why I was able to get to 100K a month is because I understood operations. I understood how to manage a team. I understood all of that. So a lot of people, it's going to be hard for them to get to 100K a month if they don't understand all that component, having different organization tools in place.
Man, hey, that's a beautiful thing. It's been very few programs that I've got into that, and Sam Ovens was one of them, where they really go through everything. And that's why I say, like, a lot of people, they want to get into something. They don't understand all of these little things that they're going to have to go out and learn. They're going to have to learn the social media posting. Probably going to get it wrong. The marketing, the hiring. They're going to get all of this wrong. And you're able to streamline, listen.
It's a lot better to just invest in a program that's going to teach you what you want to know instead of you trying to figure it out. Because there's a lot of things that goes into details into those programs that you don't really see in the front end. You know, so I always tell people, invest in yourself, man, because investing in yourself always changes your life. Always. And then when you're investing in yourself, always look for the gold. Some people don't look for the gold. Like me, when I buy programs, like even if I'm good, like let's say I run an agency business, because there's some people who actually have an agency business that's in our program, and they're like, yo, just one part of the program actually
listen,
that's all I needed.
I say that all the time when I buy a book. If I just got one line that changes everything for me, then it was worth the price of the book because it changed my life. Man, listen, I say it all the time, and you know, for the space that I'm in, I feel like I'm doing a service because, you know, this urban, you know, I got a lot of people in prison who get on my program. I got a lot of
look who we got here. Oh snap.
We gonna pull up a chair. We gonna pull up a chair. We gonna pull up a chair for him in a second. What's the motherfucking deal, man?
Yo, what the fuck, Andy? What you doing here?
I told him you.
I
told him you was here.
Some assistants in your DM.
Nah, I don't be checking my DMs, bro.
Hey, that's a big one. We on camera. I'm finna pull you up a chair in like 2 seconds. Let me
Yo,
finish
AB,
this
bro,
one shit.
what the hell, bro?
I live here.
Bro, you live here now?
Hey, tell me why you live here though. I'd have
Oh,
convinced that man to move out to Miami.
oh shit, bro. Oh, we gotta do it.
No, I'm finna
You
pull
been
up a
here
chair.
for 3 months?
I'm about to. He about to pull up a chair.
Pull up.
Let me finish my thought. Then we gonna pull it up.
Hold on.
Yeah, that's why I told him. I said Papi Chulo was pulling
Oh
up.
yeah,
shit,
bet.
pull up.
All right, bet.
But yeah, like I was saying, you know, because a lot of people in prison listen to my stuff, I'm giving, mentorship has always been something for upper class. That's always been just been normal.
Yeah.
They don't even call it that. It's just what you do.
Yeah.
So I feel like I'm doing a service by giving a demographic who never heard about that, to understand that's what it takes to be successful.
100%. And you definitely have to have mentorship because that's how you're going to get to the next level. Yeah. Every single person that you see successful have had mentorship. Yeah. So let's talk about the relationship advice though, man. Come on. Let's get to it because we talked about it a little bit last time when we was in Dubai. When we did the first interview in Dubai and we was talking about the type of women to date and who to not date and things like that. And there was one thing I said in the interview too, what I was talking about. I mean, what question you have for me?
Listen. They was loving what I was loving everything. Man, listen, you'll be surprised when I see guys on a higher level. They all have a certain mindset because it's a success mindset. And what you said that they love, they was like, I'm not dealing with a woman who has nothing going on. You said that. You said, if she ain't got nothing going on, you know what it shows to me? She's irresponsible. And that's 100%. Not, man, listen, that's so much game if they don't get it. Because these dudes out here, they trying to save these women, right? They trying to take from the bottom of the bottom. But what you saying is, no, you can't just be pretty. You have to have something going on.
You have to, because the thing about it, I learned from past experience dealing with women. Like I've been with women where pretty much I didn't really care what they, even in relationships and things like that, I don't care what a woman has. Like, I don't care how much money she's making when it comes to her spending it on me. But I care about her being, if me and her are not together anymore, that she's going to be self-sufficient enough that I could feel comfortable to leave her.
That's
I don't like to be with a woman who has to need me.
Oh, listen.
Because I feel like we're not in a real relationship.
Come on. Listen,
we're not really,
you preaching to the choir. We preaching to the choir right now. Listen, I say it all the time. If I'm dealing with a woman and everything in her life is sustained on me, you could never know if that woman is for you or not. I don't want a woman to stay with me if she don't want to be with me. But self-preservation says, if you are paying for my lifestyle, even a man I don't like anymore, I'm going to stay with him because he's doing all this.
Exactly.
So I feel where you coming from. Like, I don't want a woman with me because of what I got. Exactly. Now, if you come over here and you done put your time in and you worth it, of course you're going to get that. But you can't just get it off the back because then I don't know if you're here for me or for that.
Exactly. That's why you got to make sure that when you're in a relationship with a woman, she has something going on because you know the relationship is genuine. Because now both of you guys, it's not like she needs you. She could be by herself right now and still be fine. But she loves you enough for you to be with you. I can't be with someone who needs me.
Then I get to feeling weird. Like if you need me, it's like if I'm doing something for a woman who could do it for herself, I want to do that. If I'm doing it for a woman who don't got it, it's like I'm doing it, and is that why you here? You know what I'm saying? I don't know. A lot of dudes, they got a different perspective. They don't care. Oh, yeah, the woman need me and that's what it is. That's cool. And I ain't judging how anybody want to live in their kingdom. But in my kingdom, I like a woman that like me for me and want to be here for me. And I don't want her to stay an extra day if she don't want to be here with me.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
And because the reason a lot of guys, the reason why they want a woman to need them is because they're insecure that if a woman has something on her own, they feel like the woman's going to leave them. Because a lot of guys don't really know how to actually be with a woman. It's because they don't know how to be with a woman, and for them to lead a woman, the only way they feel like they can lead a woman is by having control over a woman.
Damn. Hey, listen, you just said some games that I ain't never said. I ain't never said in that perspective. That's a damn fact right there. These dudes want to pay for everything because they don't know how to hold her without that. Ooh, that's a clip right there.
But I think you should still pay for everything for your chick, though, even if she got something going on.
Dude, let me tell you this. Let me ask you this, right? Because I do agree. If a woman's if she really my woman, she really been down, stayed the test of time, she really helped me, she's strong where I'm weak, she really for me, I agree. What I don't agree with is just getting, this is my girlfriend, and then as soon as you get with her, you just start doing everything. Or as soon as you get with a woman, you doing everything?
When I get with a woman, I'm getting to know a woman. So I do everything that I normally do. Like, I don't go out my way for a woman when I first meet them. Like, if I'm going to go hang out and go this place, I'm going to bring the woman. If every single thing that I do on a normal basis in my life is where I'm going to do. If I want to go to the beach, I'm going to go do that. But I'm not going to go outside my way and go do, like, if I'm traveling, I already live a very luxury life.
I say the same thing. I do go to nice dinners. I go to these clubs. I go out the country. I'm just inviting you on to the things that I do. Let's see if you can fit in my life.
Exactly. So you got to make sure you're still paying for your woman too, though. Like me, I always make sure that if I'm with a woman, I pay for everything. I have never been in a relationship with a woman and ever accepted her to pay for something. Honestly.
But you made sure before you, this is the thing, right? Because a lot of people think that I'll be saying something that I'm not.
Yeah.
What I'm saying is, the woman who done stood the test of time, you got a connection with, you done built with, you know she there for you.
You don't just do that for any woman.
Yeah, but no. I feel like these dudes do it for a woman who they didn't have to jump through no hoops. They didn't have to qualify for nothing.
No. A woman has to go through a process for you to really, really, like simple things like going on dates and things like that when you meet a woman, those are normal, normal things. But when you start investing in their business, things like that. Like
they ask for the car, where they ask for rent money, things
like that, like personal shit, not like, oh, we just going outside and we just chilling. You chilling with the chick. It's different. You obligated to do that. But if you just meet a chick and she's like, hey, send me $5,000 for my rent or whatever. I don't know. You get what I'm saying? $2,000 or whatever whatever her rent is, right? Now you can't be doing that.
Yeah, you know, it's like this. Shoot, I'll go out and I'll spend $300-$400 on a dinner, but you can't ask me for $400. You know, because this is something we doing together. Soon as I get to giving you something for you, it's different. I don't want to do that until we locked in. Yeah. What you think about that?
I feel like that's 100% reasonable.
And you know, a woman will say, well, you, hey, hold on, we gonna get you a chair 2 seconds. Look, and this is what I say, because a woman will feel like, oh, well, we done went to this dinner, that dinner, this dinner, that, and then when I ask you for $300, you act like it's something. It's because it ain't for us no more. It's the principle of it. We not locked in like that. You ain't did what you needed to do to make me feel like this is a us thing.
But you know, some women feel like sex is, if I had sex with this person, now this person is obligated to do this thing for me. Yeah. But to be honest, once I get intimate with a woman, that's when I know if I like you or not. Yeah. Because you get what I'm saying? Everything, when I get intimate with a woman, I'm like, okay, if I fuck with you, if you could last with me more than 24, 48 hours, I fuck with you.
Hey, because you said you going 5-6 rounds with a woman.
If you could last with me that long, because there's some women she probably want to be around you for like 24, 48 hours. Yeah. And you're like, oh, nah, I got to let her go.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, okay, hold on. We gonna bring AB up real quick.